phone's up, the network. Please give me the new call list, 800-259-9231. Talk to Joe Rogan here in studio. The police chief will show about 10-15 minutes after. And I'm tempted to bring the police chief in here and ask him police state questions and have Joe jump on him.
Oh, whoa. Not while I'm here. I'll do that over the phone. I don't want to get arrested pulling out of the station.
I didn't mean physically jump on him.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, talk to him, jump on him is a bad idea.
But I meant that as a joke. The police chief's a nice, friendly guy. You know, I found out from folks that it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Point is, he goes around at the police station doing Alex Jones imitations.
Oh, nice.
So it's so we heard the police chief was friendly towards us. I don't really like what he's doing. He does forced blood draws at checkpoints here in Austin.
They what?
And so we called him up, and he agreed to come in the studio last time.
Forced blood draws?
Yes.
Now, why do they do blood draws? Is that a more accurate way of detecting alcohol?
Yeah, but it violates
system?
the Fourth Amendment. You're supposed to be able to refuse that, or they're supposed to get a warrant, but they don't. They have these rubber stamp warrants, and they use the Patriot Act to do it.
Wow.
But he's real nice. He'll give you all these excuses for it. He's like, oh, Alex, I like your show. I heard you say this. I heard you do that.
And what's his excuse?
And they'll do an Alex Jones
blood?
imitation. I'll tell you right now, we're going to... I'm sorry.
What's his excuse for taking your blood?
To catch the alcohol in it. If you refuse to give a breathalyzer at a checkpoint, which is your Fourth Amendment right, the courts have said what they're doing is illegal. They
so
just go ahead and do it.
They prick your finger?
No, they suck. The cops hold you down if need be and suck it out of it.
They do an IV? Like they go into your vein?
Yeah, like when you take blood when you go to the doctor.
That's hilarious. You're going to trust cops to do that?
They tried. They've done it like in Tucson and Austin, a few other cities. They tried it in Indiana. Like 4 or 5 states are trying it. Cities in 4 or 5 states, and the hospitals refuse. They show up without warrants saying, take this guy's blood, and the hospitals go,
no. What if
no.
it's like a giant fat guy and you can't get a vein?
Cops just keep plunging the needle.
Oh.
All right, Joe.
I was going to say something dirty, but we're on the radio.
Well, Joe, after we got caught with that satanic video we did.
Yes, the satanic video we did in the bathroom of the state capitol house.
Yes.
What is that building? What's that building? Is that a state capitol building? Beautiful building.
Oh, man.
Smoke pot in that bathroom.
I didn't know you did that. You didn't do that.
We did it on video, man. What are you talking about?
I don't smoke pot.
I did. You didn't.
Joe, your memory...
You said it made you paranoid.
Joe,
we have it on video.
Your memory is getting clouded.
No, we have it on video.
You were in the...
It's in the Cap City bathroom. We pretended it was the bathroom of the Capitol building. Remember?
Yes, for the film. Okay,
exactly.
Okay, I was freaking out.
No, I'm just playing.
I was saying, oh my God, SWAT teams are on there.
We did not do that. We did not do that. No, we did not do that.
Oh my God.
You were a little nervous.
Well, no, because people are going to, I shouldn't even joke and say it was a secret satanic ceremony. Because it's a video sold in stores, but people grab it, and again...
How could it be a satanic ceremony if we have rubber George Bush masks on?
No,
is that saying that...
They say they caught me. They say it's secret. It's like every week we talk here on air, and then kind of behind the scenes, internet stream only, I'll talk to guests sometimes. And then people grab that and say, look, this was Alex Jones caught secretly saying this, as if then that makes it more special.
Well, that is the problem, with
Disinfo.
the internet.
Yeah.
Well, also with the internet, there's so much of you out there. There's so many times that you've talked, so many, times you've been on the radio, and all of it is available to dissect, and you could always find something. I mean, if you follow me all day, every day, for sure I'm going to be a retard 25, 30 minutes a day. If you chop that up and just only showed that, you would go, God, that guy's retarded.
Well, they do worse than that. I'll be speaking out against racist, and then they edit it together where I'm saying, kill black people.
Wow.
In fact, they've edited it together where I talk about in Tennessee or in Denver when white supremacists tried to get Obama. They edit that together where it's me saying I'm going to get him.
Well, it's going to get really squirrely when people can actually imitate your voice exactly with a computer, and that's not too far away.
Well, the government's already got it, but yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, sound is, you can manipulate sound. I mean, you look at what they can do with CGI, what they could do with computer graphics and make, computer games look so realistic, and of course what they can do in movies. I mean, it's incredible now. I mean, they're going to be able to do that with sound, and at a certain point in time, they are going to be able to say whatever they want and write it out and have a computer literally speak, so it could be an exact replica of Alex Jones' voice. You won't even be necessary. The New World Order will tell everybody what needs to be done. They'll have you in here like what's that dude that died? Weekend at Bernie's? That's who you'll be. You'll have a stick up your ass and you'll be sitting in that chair and they'll just have your lips move.
Well, no,
CGI
I've decided George Bush is an all right guy. I've decided I like Obama. Meanwhile, I'm wearing cement shoes in Lake Tahoe.
Exactly.
And Alex Jones just goes on forever.
You're all CGI.
I used to believe in the New World Order, but it doesn't exist. Now let's cut to the New World Order capital and the world leader.
Exactly. All your friends would be like, man, it just doesn't seem like Alex.
Well, some of the top techies at Wired Magazine and some of the top, video analysts in the country, and also in Canada and France they analyzed that one Bin Laden tape where it looks like kind of the generic anime Final Fantasy model they use, and they just put a beard on it.
Right.
And you can see it's not even a good fake. And then they did voice analyzation in 2 different countries and had linguists listen, and they ran the real Bin Laden's voice through a voice key, and then they ran the fake Bin Laden voice through and said, number one, it's not even near the voice key, so it's not him. Wouldn't pass the voice key. But then they had linguists listen and said, no, that's a Westerner who did grow up in the Middle East, probably Jordan. They can even tell the inflections, who's lived in the West most of their life or all their life, who then did the voiceover for it. So they proved
some language expert that just recreated it.
Yeah, 2 of them. Well,
isn't that something that they proved with one of those beheading videos as well? That those guys were not Arabs.
Yes.
Those guys were Americans.
Yes.
The accents were all wrong. And then that the body would not have reacted like that it would have bled much more when they were cutting his throat, that he was already dead when they did that.
Yes. And then there was another video that they put out.
Which makes sense. I mean, if you want to scare people, you get one wacky dude that wants to go camping in Iraq, let's just cut his head off.
Let me tell one more story, folks. Throw up a video graphic. Throw up the prisonplanet.com show.
Throw up that graphic.
I'm going to show folks. If you analyze this graphic, this is easy technology, and again, Wired Magazine did this. If you analyze this graphic, you will see that it was originally put in the first generation video layer. Okay? With the Bin Laden videos put out by a group called the Intel Center, which the head guy at it admittedly is the protege of Donald Rumsfeld, who didn't just work at the Pentagon, he worked in psych warfare for 2 decades at the Pentagon. Wow. So the former head of psych warfare under Rumsfeld, when he was previously in the Department of Defense, he puts out they're the ones that always release the Bin Laden videos. And then they found that the Al-Qaeda bug was put in the same video layer as the Intel Center bug.
Wow. Well, the most hilarious connection ever with our government and illegal things was that crashed plane that had been to Guantanamo Bay several times.
Oh, yeah.
It was filled with cocaine that crashed in Mexico. I mean, that's just genius. That's just beautiful. When people don't want to believe that the government's capable of selling drugs, there's people that see billions and billions of dollars being transferred through the hands of criminals. You don't think they would want to get in on that? Government that willingly lets people sell cigarettes in this country, because they're being paid off. They know that cigarettes kill 400,000 people every year, just in this country alone, and nobody cares. I mean, there's no politicians that are pushing to get cigarettes outlawed. They don't care. They don't mind cocaine getting into this country as long as they can profit on it. And the way they profit that way is just pure profit, I mean, they've been doing that forever. If you look at the story of Barry Seal and Mena, Arkansas, and what happened with him, the guy was about to testify that he had been smuggling cocaine into the United States forever with the CIA, and they shot him. When they shot him, he had George Bush's home phone number in his pocket.
Yeah, that came out.
Yeah, I know. If you look into that story, the government has been selling drugs for a long time. It's quite interesting that we're in a war on drugs when it's very possible that the government is probably the number one distributor of cocaine in this whole country.
And heroin. Well, you noticed that after they went into Afghanistan, within 2 years, record amount of opium coming out of Afghanistan. Yeah,
I mean, isn't that like a gigantic percentage of the world's opium supply is all from Afghanistan?
Yeah, 80%.
Yeah, they controlled that stuff. I mean, if they control, why would they? You're not going to stop junkies. People are addicted to opiates. They're going to stay addicted. I mean, a vast majority of them, and they're going to want that stuff. There's a demand, and that demand is to the tune of billions of dollars. And that's the same with the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War, it was a huge junk running scheme. I mean, that was a big part of the war. If you look into, like Kevin Booth's documentary was really good on the drug war. But if you look in the way our economy is structured, it's almost like drugs have to be illegal. It's almost like that's a part of the whole system itself.
Absolutely. Well, if you go back, Skull and Bones was founded by the British back in 1832 with opium money from the British East India Company. That was their main product after tea. And so when they made alcohol illegal so they could jack up prices, that went away. They then created drug prohibition when before cocaine and heroin was sold in all the drugstores to then make it nouveau riche, to make it popular, to jack up the prices. And so, of course, they've been bringing the drugs in all along, and they made it illegal to jack up the price.
It's amazing that people don't want to hear stuff like this. They hear things like that, and they think it's just wacky conspiracy theories.
Mainline history.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is. It's history, and it's history that's going on right now, and people don't want to believe it. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting how much we're willing to bury our head in the sand.
But why is it